Ever howl at the moon? That's what I've been doing tonight, howling at the moon. Sitting out back of my trailer here in the high desert in Sandy Valley and checking out the moon, which looks almost full, so I got this primal urge to howl at it. Sure felt good. More people should do that. More people should howl at the moon, baby. Then maybe they can get in tune with the real essence of the cosmos and nature and the spirit that moves in all things. That's what you need to do, and in order to do that, it's best that you probably not live in the city, or your neighbors will turn you in for being out of your gourd. Howling at the moon, you know, primal stuff. Dancing around a fire, doing a fire dance like the Apaches did, or still do, for that matter. The gone, the mountain spirits. Sure feels good to howl at the moon. Sure feels good to be out in the middle of freaking nowhere and howl at the moon. And that's the difference between the normal, everyday routine in the city, or anywhere near a city for that matter. See, out here I can sit on my back porch, and I can build a little back porch out in back of the trailer here, and all I can see is mountains and moon and stars, and there is no, we are on the furthest reaches of the valley here, and there are no cars going by. Once in a while you hear a truck or car go by on its way to a dirt road. It's called the 16-mile road, which goes from Sandy Valley to Pahrump, Nevada. We're in the high desert here, people, and there's nothing like it. I want to talk to the people of the Campfire Council and let them know that I'm happy that there's been a couple of new members. And it seems like, you know, people are starting to trickle in as they realize that we might have something to offer here. Other than the normal bullshit thing on Google or wherever you might go, Facebook. We look at the world, okay? And we look at all aspects, and we have an open mind and consider all aspects and try to circumvent propaganda, the status quo, political correctness, politics in general. It's all a joke. This year is proving that to be very evident, that politics is a joke. You see these people out there running and you just shake your head and go, that's what they're offering the people. That's what they're offering the masses, huh? Not much of a choice, really. And politics really isn't relevant anyway, because it's all controlled just like everything else. It's all controlled, contrived, manipulated by the powers to be. PTB, the powers to be, man. got their fingers and everything. You know, when you sit out in the desert at night and look at the stars and the moon, you look at all this stuff like that's going on in Syria and with Russia and the United States and Turkey, gobble, gobble, gobble to Turkey. And you look at the maneuvering that's taking place and you realize that there's huge egos behind the maneuvering that's taking place, and there's huge agendas, and none of them have anything to do with the common man. None of them have anything to do with the welfare and the well-being of the common man, and nothing has anything to do with the cosmos, okay, which you can become one with out here and see the irrelevancy of everything that's going on in the world. The real relevant thing is being in tune with nature and being in tune with the creative force and being in tune with Great Spirit and the spirits of the four directions. Grandmother, grandfather, Sapa Luta Gio Gagaska. Other than that, there isn't much else that matters. It's all rather mundane and petty. It's all rather mundane and petty. And here they are, you know, these people that think they control the planet and the world we live in. They think they control, which they actually don't, because the magnificence and the scope of everything is so far beyond what people can imagine. You know, I mean, they're so wrapped up in their little tit for tat chess games of war that they have blinders on, that their focus is on things that are entirely irrelevant to existence on the planet. What's really relevant is how well you can howl with the moon. That's what's really relevant. How much howling can you do with the moon and become in tune with the cosmos? And maybe just before you howl at the moon, maybe you could just sit there and stare at it, presuming you can see it and the stars. Do a moon gaze meditation or a moon gaze ritual, and you will realize that all this other stuff that's going on the planet, the machinations of men and the machinations of their agendas and their thought processes, is a chaotic mess. It's a chaotic mess. It's a soup of chaos and misfortune and harm and pissing in the wind. Okay, it's what it is. All these machinations and these plans and the politics and the world powers with their agendas and their plans and their big, what is it? It's much ado about nothing. Much ado about nothing. It's a striving after the wind, as Solomon said in the Bible, a striving after the wind. And as they do this, as they strive after the wind and as they piss in the wind, instead of listening to the wind, they have lost sight. They've lost sight of what it really means to be a human being. A human being. You know, that's what a lot of tribes called themselves, human beings, or people of the earth. The earth becomes irrelevant to them. The earth becomes just a place to play their pathetic games. It becomes a place to play their pathetic games of power, greed, land grabbing, manipulation, control of sovereign nations, without any regard to the people that live in those nations. Just like back when they committed genocide on 300 million indigenous people of this land. When is it going to end? When is it going to end? Well, they're liable to bring it to an abrupt end. They're liable to bring mankind to a nuclear precipice, and then boom, it will be over. It will be over. And everybody, I guess, is just going to stand around and watch it happen. In the scheme of things, Mother Earth and Grandfather Sky and the spirits of the four directions will maintain their position in the cosmos. Mother Earth, Grandfather Sky, the spirit that moves in all things, will still be moving in all things, except that the human race won't be one of the things that it's moving through. It's pretty stark, if you're a person of the earth, to realize that the people with suits and ties in their little briefcases could wipe us all out, could wipe humanity off the face of the earth. There is no reverence for the planet, see? In a situation like this, there's no reverence for the planet or the people on it. But like I say, the planet will maintain itself and will go on. It's the people on it, the earth people like you and I and the people in the Campfire Council, and people with true heart and true indigenous feelings and sacred feelings and reverential feelings, will become a thing of the past. It will become extinct. That's kind of where we're at right now. And every time something arises, like this latest incident on the geopolitical stage, some other country like Turkey, gobble, 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 pushing hard against a situation that they know is inflammatory and explosive, all it's going to take is one little mistake. One little mistake. That's all it's going to take. Life hanging in the balance and on us being on the precipice of extinction. We all have the power given to us by Great Spirit to create and manifest. And so, if we create and manifest and think about things like howling at the moon, which is really a metaphor for being in tune with the spiritual forces beyond what we can see. We have to be in leagues with those spiritual forces, those benevolent spiritual forces that propagate life in the spirit that moves in all things. When you tune into that and give your power to that, then this power can become stronger and stronger and stronger, and it can become an ally or allies. Just like the political, military people and the governments have their allies and they're in leagues with darkness. You can have, as a person of the earth, your spiritual allies, your ancestral roots and beings and spirits, and the wonderful, wonderful, strong spirits of the Anasazi and the Hopi and the Star Brothers and Sisters, which are definitely out there. When you ally yourself with that and disregard what's going on around you in this illusory realm of make-believe power pissing, then your fate is sealed no matter what happens. Your fate is, and your destiny is in alignment with these strong, strong spiritual forces that exist. And most people don't know they exist. So even if I was to be vaporized, or anybody on the planet, and the whole planet was to become a chaotic mess of nuclear conflagration, you will always be united with Spirit. You will always be united with Spirit. If that's where your heart is, and that's where if you're in tune with the cosmos and the whole realm of being, you rise above the pettiness and you become one with, and you will be protected no matter what form your spirit takes. And that's where you have to be, people. Your heart has to be with the earth and the planet and the cosmos and Great Spirit and grandmother and grandfather. Regardless of what's going on around you in this pathetic play of power, avarice, greed, and ridiculousness. So keep that in mind, people. Keep these thoughts in mind. This is thunder, always in the spirit of Geronimo and the spirit of Crazy Horse. My heart's with you, and I send you good energy, and I receive your good energy, and hope that everybody is in tune with what I'm talking about here. It's imperative that we all stick together in this regard and change the cosmos, change the manifestations that we see going on around us by working with the spirits that are there for our higher good, as opposed to buying into the illusion of the games we see around us. So I'll leave it there today, and send all my love to everybody. And until the next time, adios.